Hello, I'm Abigail.
Hi, I'm Maria.
And this is our video entry to get the WVU class on how to save the world. So I'm a new member of Fairmont. I'm originally from the Huntington-Charleston area. I'm a Marshall grad, and I've just came up here in about the past year. I've done a lot of work on farms and community development across the country. I've worked with the Wild Ramp down south, and I now currently work at the Rambling Root, and through them we are starting to try and spread our hands out to the community of Fairmont.
Hey there, I'm originally from Southern Maryland, but I was born in Charleston, West Virginia. I decided to come back to the state because it's something that means a lot to me, and I enjoy the culture of Appalachia. I've currently been a long-standing member of the Morgantown and Fairmont musical communities for over the last decade, and I'm really into creating culture through music, storytelling, and preserving the culture of Appalachia.
So we want to focus on the community of Fairmont and then the surrounding areas within the country in between Monongalia County and Marion County.
So basically what we'd like to do is create and promote cultural preservation and growth. Basically, recently we've created an organization, or in the process of creating a nonprofit that will serve these communities in multiple different ways, from a community garden to a community center. Just basically we want to get the community back involved and grow Fairmont again back into what it could be. So the problem that we're facing here is, for over the past decade, the city of Fairmont has slowly declined, both in economic, infrastructure, growth, culture, and population.
I came up here from the Huntington area, and I can see a lot of similarities from Huntington to Fairmont, from the drug epidemic to the homeless population to the need to be fed. I would like to take some of my experience from down south and a lot of the changes that they've made and brought it up to the Fairmont area.
Definitely. Like we've said previously, we'd like to hit this on multiple levels. We basically want to inject a breath of fresh air and breath of vitality back into this economy and into basically the culture that surrounds these communities.
By creating some of the establishments that we're trying to build here, we think that we can give an outlet for people to be distracted and be less concerned on maybe their problems, but create a community that they can build on and get away from some of the bad habits that have been an epidemic to the West Virginia culture.
A lot of this stems from lower economic status, inability to access education, programs, activities, just basically, like you said, outlets for somebody who maybe wouldn't have these opportunities. We want to be able to provide them with something that could get them up and out and on to creating a better future for themselves and for their families.
And that's one of our main things, is that we want to make sure we're giving them the education and the opportunity to do it themselves. We're not intending to hand out, we're not intending to try and tell them that we're better, or that we just want them to understand that we as a whole can be better.
It is. To build a community, you're building a family. So we talked about some of the solutions previously, and we're going to delve into it a little bit more. So the main thing is that we've been creating this umbrella organization through the nonprofit that we're currently building. And it mainly focuses on, right now, this community garden idea that we're working with multiple groups in Fairmont. We're working with the partnership group, we're working with the West Side Action Coalition, and along with some independent members of the community to get this up and running in the next year, to provide an educational source, a food source, and just an activity that people in the lower income neighborhoods of Fairmont can get involved in.
We really want to drive home the force that we live in an area that we can grow our own food. We want to help people get their hands dirty and really feel a part of it, and that they get to bring it home, and that we can teach children of this generation that a plant actually is picked from a plant and not just bought from a grocery store. So we really want to start with this community gardening as our first step, and then each one will bleed into the other, into the community center, into hopefully a venue, hopefully into a farmer's market that will be a year-round.
Basically, what we want to do, like she said, is have this one feeds the other and grows to build a completely unified and solid force of good and action in Fairmont that will stimulate the economy, that will stimulate interest, that will bring the community closer together. Like we said, we believe that through each step that we make in creating this nonprofit and getting all of these kind of subsidiary businesses underneath them up and growing. It will target all the issues and provide the community a place to gather, a place to learn, a place to express themselves, and a place to experience the culture of Appalachia. And that is key to us, to kind of promote that, because with the food movement and with the music and with the storytelling, it is all our story of Appalachia. It is all something that needs to be preserved for generations, that has been preserved and taught to us for generations, and is something worth continuing.
Growing up in West Virginia, I've always had a fear that we were never going to move forward, that we were going to be stuck at where we were for our entire lives. But I believe that we bring in two opposite spectrums, and alone we are isolated, but together we can encompass it all, and that we can really bring home these driving forces if we work together and if we embrace a lot of this culture and community that we're trying to bring to Fairmont.
Yeah, basically, you know, two heads are better than one. One person can't move a mountain, but probably a whole village can. And that's all about what community activism and community organizing is about. It's about not just one person. It's about coming together with a common goal and moving forward into the future and making a difference. So we thank you for your time. You can choose to pick one of us to audit the class, or both of us. Yeah, we're both interested, and we've both come together under this new nonprofit that we're starting. So we'd be very grateful to be involved in this class and help future generations kind of learn how to activate and organize themselves.